Hey, what up, everybody? We are back with a standard video. So, at the time of recording this, Edge of Eternity's officially released in paper about 2 days ago. Alright, technically, it's been out for pre release since like the end of July, but who cares? I'm gonna play some Edge of Eternity's cards that I played in my first RCQ of the season today. Made a fourth place finish, which isn't that bad, but the deck itself kind of solid. We are playing Red Deck Wins, which should have realistically gone away with the banning of Heartfire Hero and Monstrous Rage, but the card that might be bringing it back is Nova Hellkite. Card out of Edge of Eternity's Flying Haste. When it enters, it deals the damage to a creature an opponent controls. Okay, who cares? It's a 5 mana 4/5. Big whoop. Until you read the warp cost. You can warp this from your hand for 3 mana. So even though it's technically a 5-drop, if you warp it, it's in the same slot as Screaming Nemesis. Alright, it is a solid turn 3 play that kills an opponent's creature or deals the damage to it, and you get to swing in for 4 damage. That's pretty solid. And it goes away. So in previous iterations of this deck that I had tested, it ran Plasma Bolt to hopefully work alongside this, and maybe in the future Plasma Bolt's going to come back. Who knows? But for now, we're kind of going with a weird mid-rangey, kind of chunky red style deck with this as our top end and a bunch of the familiar things that you're used to seeing. Alright, 22 lands, 4 Rockface Village, 2 Soulstone Sanctuaries, 4 Hired Claw, 4 Burst Lightning. The interesting inclusions: 4 Bolt Wave, just 3 mana Lava Spike. Alright, Lava Spike, deal 3 damage to an opponent. 3 damage, not 3 mana. Alright, we're running Emberheart Challenger, Manifold Mouse for some extra card advantage if we trigger it with Valiant. Other cards that we're running: Opera Love Song. This is where it gets into that weird mid-rangey territory. We can cast this on our opponent's end step and exile the top 2 cards, basically some impulse draws. Or we can use it to target creatures. In the RCQ that I played, I was able to use that last mode a couple of different times to trigger some Emberheart Challengers and to pump up Slickshot show-offs. I even used it to pump up a Hired Claw so it could block and kill a couple creatures. That's pretty solid. And more interesting inclusions, Slickshot show-off. We are running a pretty decent number of non-creature spells and really low to the ground non-creature spells, so maybe there's some logic to running this in here. But who knows, maybe some of the numbers can be tweaked. Obviously, we're running Screaming Nemesis. It's the perfect 4 of deal some damage to it or have damage dealt to it, and we get to send that damage somewhere else, and if we send it to an opponent's face, we stop them from gaining life for the rest of the game. It's solid. If Nova Hellkite could target this thing, the deck would be insane. And 2 copies of Witchstalker Frenzy right up here just to send 5 damage either at an opponent's creature or to send it at our own Screaming Nemesis to get that fantastic trigger. Sideboard, about what we would expect out of a red deck. 3 copies of Sunspine Links. All of those shocklands that are in the format are really pushing people to have some greedy mana bases. Let's punish their greed. 2 copies of Ghost Vacuum for Naya, Yuna, and other graveyard decks, because, of course. We've got Fire Magic and Pyroclasm. We're splitting the difference here. I ended up doing this in my sideboard. This is basically the exact same sideboard that I ran with maybe just 1 small change. Pyroclasm there to deal with any of the low to the ground threats. Other opposing red decks, we've seen a return to Gruul. Fire Magic's there to do things at instant speed. Basically, we want to stop the green deck potentially from pumping up all their stuff. So why not do this in response at instant speed? 3 copies of Torch the Tower, again, basically there for mono green, the aggressive red matchups. But there are some corner cases where it comes up. Maybe this isn't as good since we don't have enough stuff to bargain with it in the main board. That's why we're only running 3 instead of the full 4 that you normally see. And thinking about splitting the difference, 1 copy of Abrade, 1 copy of Suplex. Instant speed way to deal with Vivian Cauldron, sorcery speed, if they're just playing it naked on a board and not really trying to protect it. 2 copies of Case of the Crimson Pulse to deal with mid-range and control decks and gain some card advantage in the late game because we're definitely struggling in the late game. And a single copy of Obliterating Bolt. If Vivi manages to get a single trigger off, maybe this will be good to help us clear the path a little bit. Maybe we got some other things. Preacher of the Schism, a little bit of a problem. But that's the deck. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And you know what? We're not going to damage that subscribe button today. Instead, we are going to honor it. All right, let's make that subscribe button bigger. Let's pump up that number on YouTube. And hey, you get to draw a card too. But I'll see you guys in match number 1. All right, match number 1, and we get to be on the play. This hand is really slow. 2 Hellkites and an Emberheart Challenger, nothing on 1. As good as the lands look right now, we got a mullet. All right, this is a much better hand. I say much better. It is still a little lacking. No turn 1 play besides this Bolt Wave. But I don't think that's really what we want to try to do here. I think we want to go for the Emberheart potential Opera Love Song line. Because this deck is only 22 lands. So we definitely want to make sure that we hit all our land drops. Alright, we're going to keep, and we're going to put back that Bolt Wave. Opponent's also mulliganing down to 6, so definitely something to keep in mind as well. They might similarly be doing a aggressive set of lines. Alright, so opponent keeps their 6. We're going to play a mountain and pass. Now, chances are just leading with mountain and doing nothing is pretty telling to our opponent, but they go Stomping Ground tapped. Alright, let's go ahead and run out our Emberheart Challenger and get in for 2. Alright, they're running out a Forest and a Scavenging Ooze. Interesting. Alright, I think here we just have to... It's tempting. It's very tempting. I think we want to move to combat. See if they block. Okay. They don't. Oh, the greed is getting the better of me here. Let's plot this slick shot and say go. And maybe there's a universe where we play this Emberheart Challenger. Okay, they're going Starting Town. They go for another Scooze. Swing 2. Okay, this is brutal. Alright, I think we just gotta do this. Move to combat, swing at our opponent. They are probably going to go ahead and just block. And I think the smart thing for us to do is to use this Opera Love Song to try and get something off the top of the deck. They don't. Interesting. Okay. So we're definitely casting this, getting the Valiant trigger, pumping up our creatures, and really just hoping. Oh man, that's brutal. Not hitting the land drop sucks. But we got our opponent down to 6. Now the real question is, what are they running? Opponent scoops it up. This is curious. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring in the Pyroclasm and the Fire Magic. And I don't think we want to bring in the Sunspine Links. Although they're definitely a 2-color deck. I don't know if it's that great. There's maybe some logic to a Braid, an Obolt, and Torch here. But we didn't see a whole lot of their deck. So I think we're just going to bring in just these. And it might honestly be Suplex over the Abrade, if only because there are some corner cases that are important for us to consider. So cards for us to take out. We'll take out a Nova Hellkite. These Witchstalker Frenzies aren't that great. And Bolt Wave isn't that good. Alright, taking out 3 creatures, or a creature and 3 non-creatures, just for 4 non-creature spells is a little questionable. But we're not really lowering our creature density that much, so we'll run it like this. Okay, opponent's going to be on the play. We're never keeping this hand. We will, however, keep this. And then I think the play is probably for us to bin that Manifold Mouse and keep everything else. Because we got removal, we got a turn 1 play. Just everything about it seems good. They go Restless Ridgeline on 1. Hired Claw for us on 1. Okay, opponent plays a Forest and an Elf. I would love it if they actually played 2 separate, like, 1-drops here. They go for a Torch the Tower on our Elf. The problem is, do I want to do anything to them? I think we're just going to plot Slicky here and let them kind of overcommit. Because if they do something like tapping out to play Hold, okay, hold up now. Let's cast this. Let's Fire Magic for just 1. Pump. If we can get everything to work out here. Alright, let's cast that, targeting that. Okay. Sick. Alright. So opponent's green, red things. Yeah, you got it. Let's see. And that puts the land on the battlefield tapped. Oh, well. That's not even a question. We will happily miss land number 4 for this. Our opponent goes Torch the Tower. Bargained. Hot dog. Alright, cool. well then. They've got their own screaming nemesis. Alright. You know what? We will let you do what you need to, opponent. Because we can do this at any time. Alright, yield until next end step. They have another starting town. Alright. Lander token, putting that out there. Exile the top two on their end step. Another screaming nemesis. Ooh, and a Emberheart Challenger. Oh, that's the sauce right there. Alright, so definitely doing this. We will go ahead and cast here. Send that up at their face. Opponent's at 3. We're so good right now. And opponent scoops it up. Sick. Deck is pretty cool for our opponent. But I'll see you guys in match number 2. Alright, match number 2. We're going to be on the draw, and we are throwing this hand back. Good God. Sure. We'll keep this one, throw Bolt Wave back. This is a horrid hand. Like, Slickshot Show Off just looks real bad right here. Okay. And yet, here we are. Looks like opponent's doing blue-white control. Oh my God, they actually are blue-white control. Oh, I hate that. That is abysmal for me. Alright, plot this Slick Shot. Let's see if they tap out here. Because, like, tapping and playing that is fine. Oh, they're just playing Hedron Archive? Interesting. Interesting. Okay. So, we can Opera Love Song. Try to hit land number 3. Yeah. Not hitting land number 3 sucks. Okay. Opponent plays Fountain Port, and why are they tapping out so hard? Oh, they're just playing Ugin. More like Ugin. Yeah. I'm not beating an Ugin, especially when I'm not drawing any extra cards. Holy. Okay. That is a bit of a problem for us. Let's go ahead and sideboard. Alright, so these Sunspine Lynxes, in that case of the Crimson Pulse, are definitely coming in. Witchstalker's Frenzies are definitely coming out. And honestly, it might just be these Nova Hellkites that are coming out too. Because that's not a great situation for us to be in. And maybe there's some logic to just taking out Slickshot and keeping 2 Hellkites in. Ugh. 22 lands is definitely not enough. Yikes. Okay. Hopefully, game number 2 goes better. And we're going to be on the play. This is better. I don't know if I would say it's good, but it's certainly better. Opponent mulligans to 6. We're going to start with a Mountain and Pass. Alright. They go land, pass. We are going to play this Emberheart Challenger and say go. They go poo poo UFO. Okay, opponent. Interesting choices. Very interesting. I mean, there's probably some world where I don't play that and instead just do this and hope that I get there. Yeah, that Nova Hellkite can definitely just stay in exile. All day. Alright. No blocks. I actually want to hold it. As cool as it would be to just go Screaming Nemesis and then that. Alright. Opponent goes Seam Rip. Probably taking the Emberheart. Another Poo Poo. God, that is really just a horrid name for this card. Alright. Let's go for another Emberheart. Love to hit a land here. Not hitting lands. Not hitting lands. That is a brutal way for this match to be going. Alright. Well, you're putting a land into play. That's one Poo Poo UFO down. One more to go. Play land for turn. Maze Mind Tome. One card in hand. I mean, we're absolutely just going to play this right now. One of you is going to get double strike. Okay. So we definitely could have pushed a little bit more damage this turn. And it's definitely on me for not pushing damage. Okay. I put a page counter on it and draw a card. Interesting. Return another target permanent from your graveyard to your hand. Iron Crag. Okay. Well. I can definitely say that this feels like it might be the move. The other Nova Hellkite is right there. Double strike this. Let's swing. What are you doing about... Oh. Oh. Interesting. Okay. Okay. I see what you're doing. Again, I respect it. Hopefully, you don't have a get lost. You're putting a land onto the battlefield. Nope. Just drawing a card. And opponent has lost. Whew. Okay. So blue-white ramp? Yeah, that is an interesting choice, opponent. And now I actually think I bring these suplex and a braid in. And maybe it's just take out the Nova Hellkites entirely? Oh, but that just feels so wrong too. But, yeah, well, it is an aggressive threat. Could it be that I just cut... it might be Opera Love Song. No, Opera Love Song's still good because it's an aggressive card and we can use it to just churn through our deck. I think we just side out all the Hellkites. There's not much that we're using in this matchup that's going to be good there. Wow. This is an abysmal hand. Alrighty. One lander. I don't think we can keep this. I think we got a mulligan again. Okay. And I think it's put this and Opera Love Song back and hope that we get there. Alright, so opponent goes Meticulous on 1. Alright, we're going Hired Claw on 1. Okay. The good news is we can case on 3. And we're going to pump up the Hired Claw here. Our opponent's definitely not running the Pinnacle Star Cage. Oh, stock up is such a huge, huge turnoff for our opponent here. Alright. Meticulous Archive. They put a poo-poo UFO into the yard. I think it's gotta be Bin Opera Love Song? Or is it the Manifold Mouse? That is a really good question. I think it's Opera Love Song. Oh, and we hit the Sunspine Links. That's big. If we hit a single burn spell this next turn, I feel a lot better about what we're doing. Okay, so they're not going to have it become an equipment because that would be silly. They're just trying to ramp here. Let's play land and let's play Sunspine Links. And just say go. Day of Judgment, our board is good. Okay. So we can play this. Let's haste it. Move to combat, give it double strike. And be happy with them taking 4. Let's see, that's 6, 7. They can play Ugin. Gain 3, draw a card. Oh, that's not good for us. Okay. Well, opponent's taken 3. When they landed that Ugin, they turned a corner. Yep. Play a land. Are you playing a poo-poo UFO? No, you're playing an Iron Crag. Oh, we are in for it now. I don't think we're going to end up really coming back from this. Okay. That's actually something. Now, this is crazy. Okay. So opponent can potentially do some crazy stuff here. I think they're just going to kill this, though. Yeah. Consult the star charts. Why would they consult the star charts? Unless they have removal here. And I mean, we can solve this, but I think they're going to be fine just taking 6 on the face here. 6 on the chin, yeah. Alright, they have a land. They ultimate their Ugin. Search your library for any number. So, another Ugin. It doesn't get the cast trigger, which is fine. Oh, you may cast them without paying their mana costs. Oh. I think we're cooked. I think we are very cooked. Yep. Yep. Alright, there's that they had in hand. And there's that. I mean, they can just gain life and do it again, and then we lose. Yikes, that's a sweet deck that our opponents have. Oh my gosh. See you guys in match number 3. Alright, match number 3, we're going to be on the play with an okay, I guess, hand. We can take out a turn 1 threat from our opponent. We've got Emberheart on our turn 2. Yeah, I can deal with this. This is fine. Alright, opponent plays a Forest and a Llanowar Elf. Elf is meeting its maker. Alright. Rockface Village, play a Emberheart Challenger, and swing 2. Okay, opponent plays Tifa. Well, we're going to go ahead and play out a Hired Claw here. We're going to swing with this. They don't block. We're killing Tifa. Prowess trigger. An opponent is at 15 now. They go 3 in Traveling Chocobo. Okay, well, I definitely am not trying to play Afraid right here, so we're going to go ahead and just swing like this. Let that Hired Claw stay back because it's not going to be doing a whole lot. Opponent takes 5, down to 10. Bristly Bill. Alright, if they play a land, they get 2 triggers. They're trying to think about it. That Terramorphic Expanse is definitely more than 2. Oh, they're Gruul? What are you doing in Gruul? That should scare me. So honestly, let's start by doing this. Okay. Alright, we're swinging just for 6 here. Opponent's probably not thinking that their stuff is dead. Okay. Well, let's cast this. Doot. Doot. Alright. Bristly Bill is dead. You're at 5. Can you kill me here, opponent? Another bill. Alright. There's a Fabled Passage from hand. Some triggers. Some triggers. Some triggers. Some triggers. Now, the crazy thing is, we can just, let's see, which one did we just play? Alright, newly controlled. That's the regular one. Let's tap that for colorless, and then we will animate this. Alright, we're swinging with it all. Opponent's down to 4. Do you have a 2-mana way to kill one of these things? I mean, I think they can kill us from 20 here, actually. Which is crazy. Oh, no. Okay. Any burn spell off the top. Alright, Escape Tunnel. Doubles the counters. Oh, wow, they actually do kill us here. Oh my gosh, they kill us here. That's wild. Alright, good stuff, opponent. Yeah. Because that's 14, and then... Whoo! That's 17. Yeah, they have us exactly dead there. And the next card was a Bolt Wave. Oh, got a little too cocky. Alright. On to sideboarding. So, this is where we bring in all of this. And this. And I think Obliterating Bolt might be good too. We just want some lower to the ground ways to kill all their stuff. Take out the Bolt Waves. Nova Hellkite's not that great in the late game. And then we can run it like this. Alright. This is a hand, and I don't think it's a good one. Let's mulligan it. Basically the same exact hand, but only slightly improved. We will Bend the Opera Love Song. Keep it. Alright. Llanowar Elf on 1. Kill that. I think the problem is we should probably hold up some of this stuff, but I don't know if we realistically can. Alright, so Rockface into Emberheart. Swing for 2. Alright. Opponent plays Tifa. This can be played. Tifa can be killed. Alright. Opponent's at 15. Their teamer? I mean, there's no universe, I think, where I don't just... Well, let's start by swinging. That way we can at least get the one attack trigger there. And then we do this. We lose the hired claw, but we keep our creature. Their teamer? Alright, they play a Mossborn Hydra. I mean, we're just playing this now. Give it double strike. Alright, so opponent's down to 7. Weirdly enough, I think we're going to plot that Slick Shot rather than cast it because we don't want it to die. Escape Tunnel, double the counters. Crack Escape Tunnel, double the counters again. I'm going to play another one. That's a little bit of a missequence opponent. Well, now I kind of want to go ahead and target this. Oh, that's an incredible draw for us. Okay. Cast Slicky. Let's go ahead and kill the biggin. See, but now I just have so many questions. Why are you green-red? Why are you teamer? Opponent scoops it up. I know there's a Simic version that's been going around, but surely it's not that prevalent. Ugh. I almost want to take out 2 opera love songs now and just do this. 2 Nova Hellkite seems like maybe the sweet spot for us. We get some 1 toughness creature removal with it. I don't know if we can keep it. We can't keep it. Oh, this is brutal. This is so bad. Okay. Alright, well, there's Saz's Chocobo. I want to start by going for the hired claw. Okay. I... Okay. Let's... Biblical levels agreed. Opponent didn't have land drop on 2. Oh, they sequenced it better this time around. Oh, they sequenced it way better. Oh, man, this is so bad. Yeah. Oh, we're getting so punished right here. Alright, let's do it. We should have killed the Saz's Chocobo. We'll keep this back. Let's kill the elf. Yeah. The greed has been our undoing. Do they have the protection spell? Yep. They got it. Okay. Well, we get to kill a Chocobo. We took a protection spell out of their hand, but at what cost? At what cost? Oh, they hit a land! Okay, well. Do this. Yeah, let's do this. Alright. Opponent, can you block this double striking creature? And Chocobos are too big to have flying or reach. Alright, opponent's at 6. Nothing they have will give their stuff haste. Opponent has 3 cards in hand. I will say, Nova Hellkite would be insane right now. But they're tapping 4. Explorer. Playing stuff out of their graveyard. I didn't think that this was a traditional piece of tech, but here we are. I don't think they want to attack with the Saz's Chocobo now. I mean, do they have anything to give this thing haste? Alright, they mill a forest? And they mill a terramorphic expanse? I mean, if you attack with it, I'm just taking it. Yeah. Okay, keep milling some stuff. You do you, opponent. Mill Mossborn, Mill Tifa. Oh, that doubles that trigger too. That's interesting. I guess you could be running red for like bulk up. I mean, sure. We'll pump this. Well, the Explorer will hopefully die now. Okay, so that's 3 in the air. They can block 2. That's 5, 6. Yeah, I think I just... Like, even with that, I don't think I swing. Sure, double strike. I mean, that's 4... 5. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Gotta play scared. Got to play scared. Okay. This Hired Claw will be a phenomenal blocker if everything works out. Alright, opponent has 3 cards in hand. Maybe there's some world where we should have gotten rid of the Traveling Chocobo? Alright, we play Saw's Chocobo. They play Mossborn Hydra. Mossborn Hydra just has Trample. They play Terramorphic Expanse. They do a bunch of things. Yeah, get all of your triggers, opponent. Do it all. I mean, you can potentially fight our flyer. And honestly, I think if you swing in, I will block everything. Or no, I'll block just the Saw's Chocobo. But you're holding it back. Okay. Sick. I think we just... No, we don't win here. Oh no, we can't attack with the Nova. We can't do it. Oh, that's so bad for us. Oh no. The warp ability strikes us here. Ah, okay. That's awful. The one time. Ah, so brutal. We'll attack for 1 in the air. Alright, opponent can deal a bunch of damage to us this next turn. Just an obscene amount of damage. That'll take it to 8, 16. I mean, blue. Again, you're getting all of these colors. There's a Terramorphic Expanse. You're making all of your stuff gigantic. There's the red. Oh, that's just a 32. That's a 64. We just die. Cool. Good games, opponent. Ugh, that Nova Hellkite was so bad. And then we hit all of our lands. See you guys in match number 4. Alright, match number 4. We're going to be on the draw. This hand's keepable. It's not the best by any stretch of the imagination, but it is keepable. Opponent plays a Willow Rush Verge and passes. Okay, well, we're just going to start with a Hired Claw and say go. They're Bant? Well, let's go ahead and cast the Manifold Mouse. And they're just get losting our Manifold Mouse. Let's swing in for 2. Playing an island and then just turning everything on. Okay. Overlord of the Flood Pits. So they might be Bant Yuna? Yeah, they're Bant Yuna playing Omniscience. Okay. So I definitely think we might be just a little cooked. Alright. I want to see how this will go when we just target that, hit a mountain. That's not ideal. Double strike. Swing in with this. Okay. I play another Pinnacle Star Cage. Yep. We are probably dead. If they go Yuna on this turn, get the thing on their end step, I think we just lose. Alright, well, Nova Hellkite dealt 4. That's something. I mean, we'll warp this one. Is it going to eat a counter spell? I feel like it has to. Okay. 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 Bolt Wave. Coil and Catch. Huge. Discarding another Omniscience. This is big. This is big. Meticulous Archive tapped. Okay. So I want to exile the top 2. See if the opponent counters that. They don't. Let's... No, we can't Burst Lightning them because Burst Lightning doesn't kill them. This is Bolt Wave? Bolt Wave no counter? Bolt Wave no counter? No, they have the counter. Oh my god. Okay. Well, we're getting hit for 5 here. They've been a breeding pool. If they have a Una, they name Horror. Interesting. So they could just hardcast Overlord here. Hardcast Overlord really does the thing extremely well. Hardcast White Overlord, to be precise. But I wonder. Okay, opponent's tapping out. They go Meringue River Regent. We are lucky. I'm so lucky. Alright, love that for me. So, Ghost Vacuum coming in. Sunspine Lynx and Case of the Crimson Pulse also coming in. Coming out are these Witchstalker Frenzies. Basically, all of these Hellkites are now gone. It has been arguably the weakest card in the deck this entire day. And then run it like that. Alright, game number 2. We're going to be on the draw. I can keep this. We got 2 of our many good sideboard cards. I'd love to have something better, but I can't complain too much. We're going to go Emberheart on 2, Manifold on 3 before playing an extra land. And we're going to try and hold this Rockface Village for as long as possible. Put a Lush Portico into their yard. Interesting. Okay. Emberheart Challenger. Swing 2. Plains. Seam Rip. Opera Love Song's good. Alright. Opponent's at 15. They go for Plains. Overlord of the Mistmoors is a huge pickup for this opponent. Okay. I think the play here might be Case, and it's going to be crazy. Discard Manifold Mouse. Draw another Manifold Mouse. And swing all of this at our opponent. They take 3 down to 12. They play a third Willow Rush Verge. Overlord of the Flood Pits. It's pretty good. Discarding a Meticulous Archive. Okay. So, I think the move now is we cast, we cast, and it might just be, okay. I want to see if this opponent's gonna, they block it. They double block it. Okay. Dealt 4. Send that at face. And then we will just plot this Slick Shot Show Off. I don't want to run it into a Pinnacle Star Cage or a Seam Rip out of our opponent. Alright, they go for that. Okay. Let's go for it. Tired Claw. Let's pump it. And opponent scoops it up. Let's go. Alright, see you guys in match number 5. Match number 5. We're going to be on the draw, but this hand's honestly kind of fine. It curves well. Ooh, into Golgari. Okay. I think this is the Golgari token deck. Or the Jund token deck, depending on what they play on too. The Ross Merriam, like, sacrifice things deck. Alright. Well, that ain't it. Okay. So, I can swing here, see if they block. I'm going in with the Edge Rover. Okay. Well, that certainly makes things interesting. And I think there's maybe an argument to just going with the Nova Hellkite. Okay, they surveil 1, keep it on top. Is it the land that they're looking for? Yep. Alright, so they are the Jund lander deck. Yeah. Jund Biotech. Alright, well. I mean, the problem is that's gonna deal. Ooh, that's actually gonna deal a lot to this thing. That's 6. That's actually lethal, I think. Yeah. In fact, I want to say that is lethal because that's 6 and then 5. Yeah, there's the biotech specialist. Okay. So they are going to deal us a ton of damage here. Ooh. Yeah, that is just lethal. Yikes. Oh, wow. That was so quick, too. That is kind of embarrassing how quick that was. Alright, well, bring in all of these. Take out these bolt waves that are kind of useless. And honestly, Nova Hellkite's super bad here, too. I almost want to take out like all the Hellkites and maybe even just bring in all the links, but didn't do that in time. This hand's honestly fine though. Like we can torch the tower, something important. Yield until end step. The rover. Okay. Now imagine if we had spent a little bit more time thinking about our sideboarding, we probably would have just had literally any number of other things there. Okay. I mean, now it's like we happily do this. Sentinel? What's crazy is we just play this, swing out, kill you, and I think we actually win next turn, depending on like how their draws look. Oh yeah, we absolutely just win next turn depending on how their draws look. This Nova Hellkite's gotta come out. Oh my gosh. It is a horrid card. Alright, so y'all are out. Now the question is, do we bring in the Old Bolts and the Pyroclasms, or do we bring in the Sunspine Lynx? I don't feel like this is the type of matchup where, honestly, I think it is just that. We just really go hard on removal. Because there's nothing that Hellkite gets rid of. I mean, hand has like everything we want out of it. An opponent mulligans to 6? Okay, okay. They keep 6. Gene Pollinator. That is a interesting card. Tapped an untapped permanent you control and add a mana of any color. Bobble. Ooh, and now you can tap Bobble for mana. Oh, that's sick. Okay, so I think we just go for you here. Double strike. Say go. I mean, if we hit Pyroclasm here, we kind of like what we're doing. yeah, we'll take 3. God, Pyroclasm off the top would be insane. Umbral Zealot. Okay. Honestly, let's do this. Double strike. We will swing in with those, and then we'll just kill you. I mean, if you go for the Edge Rover, we're fine with this. Like, trade with Edge Rover is so cool. Because you're left with some real iffy creatures. Alright. I mean, I don't think they double block. Yeah. There's definitely not a world where they... Oh. Okay. I'm like, what are they doing here? They're just going for the Grim Bauble and surveilling that into the yard and keeping one on top. Biotech's good. Okay, they're swinging 4. Now the problem is we do... Oh man, we do have to actually just cast this Hired Claw. And... Okay. So gain 3? Really? You're just cracking the lander token? Interesting. I mean, getting a land out of the way is fine. Taking 6 down to 8. You can go up to 11 here. I think we gotta take it. Okay. All right. Cast this. Nope, not exile. Do this. Target these. Oh, that's so powerful right here. Well, actually, Is it that powerful? Okay, okay. So we lose our whole board here if we I think we do just have to do it like that, as much as we don't want to potentially lose everything. Oh, that's whack. Alright. Alright, well, our opponent's at 5. We're at 5. They've got 1 card. No, we're not going to do that. Instead, we're just gonna swing. Alright, well, let's go ahead and do this. Can we get there? We got there. Sick. Alright, nice 3-2. I'll see y'all in the wrap up. Alright, so what do we think of this Edge of Eternity's version of Red Deck Wins? The deck went 3-2 in a league. We ended up going, what was it, 4-1 in our RCQ and lost in top 4. So, admittedly, the deck does have some potential power. I will say, though, it does need a lot of tinkering with. The sideboard is obviously something that can be tailored to your meta. I understand that my meta is definitely not running a lot of prominent decks. There were blue-white Cloud and the Simulacrum Synthesizer deck, and then someone showed up with a random commander deck that got converted over into a standard deck at that event. Thankfully, I only played against the blue-white Cloud player and basically a bunch of other normal decks. But this deck does have a lot of power. As good as the Nova Hellkite can be, maybe we need to drop this card down to just a 2 of, maybe a 3 of. I think it does have a lot of power, a lot of potential in the turns where we can go and warp it on 3 to kill a 1-drop are nice, but they're very rare. Probably cutting these and maybe a Slick Shot show off to go and run maybe 3 copies of Lightning Strike could be a good move. There's also really an argument that we're losing a lot of creatures if we end up doing that. Maybe we just cut Hellkite, Slick Shot, throw some Plasma Bolts as my earlier version of this deck considered. And Hellkite with Plasma Bolt does guarantee that you have something that gets warped in. That's pretty solid. Witchstalker Frenzy is still good in the format, and Opera Love Song came up pretty well in that last match. But, admittedly, maybe we don't need to have that mid-rangey kind of game plan. Maybe we just need to go for it more often, have more power. So there's a couple of interesting cuts that can be made in the main board of this deck. But tell me what you guys think of it. Make some comments down below. Tell me some things that I might have missed, some cards that might be good in here. And hey, let me know what you want to see me play in the next video. But until next time, peace.